Hello, my most amazing art students. Today we're going to talk about this painting. So I wrote a little background on the painter Edward Hick on the lesson, but I thought we'd just look at this one version together and have a discussion about what's going on in this painting, okay? And talk about all the different elements that we see here. So this painting is called The Peaceable Kingdom, and Edward Hick painted over 62 versions of this scene. Some are quite different, some are very similar, but in his life, over 62, some people suggest maybe 65, but 62 are known and still exist, and some people say 64 or 65. So the scripture in the Bible, Isaiah chapter 11, verses 6 through 8, discusses the lion laying down with the lamb and the wolf and the kid, or the lion eating straw like the cow, and then the bear and the cougar, or the leopard, the bear and the leopard there, and then their young being together. So there is a lot of elements from that scripture in this painting. So normally when we're in class, I will show you several different versions. I've posted 4 on the lesson that you can look at. So we've discussed some of the animals. Edward Hick had a very interesting way of painting his animals. It's very, some of them look pretty realistic, and others have more like human type faces on them, the way that they're looking, instead of maybe like what a lion actually looks like. Eyes definitely have that human style look, and so we talked about that in the horse fair, that she painted the horse's eyes as they actually are, not with the humanistic features. So Edward Hick definitely paints with the humanistic features. And so we're going to go through quite a few of the animals that are here. We have the cow, the bull, lion, and there's another lion here. There's another cow right here. There is a wolf, a lamb, a leopard, another leopard, a goat, a bear right here, and a cow. So there's also another bear and another cow. These are their young right here in this painting. So quite a few animals. And then this child is leading them. You know, he has his arm forward. They say that this might depict the Christ child, because in the scriptures it says that, you know, Christ shall lead them. And then on the other side of the painting, we have this whole scene with the Native Americans, who we know, because Edward Hick told us, are the Lenape Indians, meeting with William Penn, who is the founder of Pennsylvania. He was a Quaker, which is a religion, also called the Society of Friends. That was their official name, the Society of Friends. And so he was a Quaker, and he was making a treaty with the Lenape. I'll zoom in on that for you guys. Making a treaty for the land in Pennsylvania, and he paid them. He paid the Lenape people for the land. So it looks like they're having a peaceful trade, and also an honest. I think that's why I know that Edward Hick very much admired William Penn, and thought both of these things were showing a peaceable way of living. So in the background, we have what's called, this is just another painting that demonstrates figure and ground that we've been talking about, okay? And in the background, we have what's called atmospheric landscape, which means as things get off in the distance, they're more blue and more hazy and not very defined, you know, whereas in the front, we have very detailed images and we can see all the stripes on the horns. We can see all their eyes and all their clothing wrinkles. And the background, we don't see much detail at all. So he likes to include water. And then there's this ravine in many of the paintings and in the depictions of the Peaceable Kingdom. And in the scripture, there's something to do with the children will play over the hole of an asp, which is a snake. And so it's interesting that they have them playing like over this, ravine, or that he has them painted over this ravine. So I don't know. What I want you guys to notice as you look at the different versions is that there's similarities and differences, and pick them out. Quakers at the time were pacifists. They believed that we should live our lives very simply, and that we should try to do everything that is right and live peacefully amongst others. They were opposed to war, and they wanted to attain this peacefulness in their lives. So I want you guys to think about, what kind of feelings this painting makes you feel when you look at it. Would you be afraid to walk past these large animals, or does the artist do a good job at showing you that this is something that he wants to attain, this peace-filled land, and kingdom, as he calls it? So, is there anything that you want to say about this painting? Please write it in the comments, and next week we will begin on an artwork. Thanks for joining me today.